Hi, I'm Eric Lambert, and thanks for joining us on APCA TV. We have 20-year student life veteran Nancy Agan from Corning County Community College, who is here to tell us about an amazing career that she's been having for almost 2 decades now. She is one of our most awarded and most celebrated student life advisors. She has led leadership initiatives both on her campus and here with us at APCA. She is very highly involved in her community and has a wonderful record of presenting and being involved in risk management with student populations. Without any further ado, Nancy Agan. Hi, Nancy.
Hey,
thanks for being on APCA TV.
Thanks for having me.
You've been a very staunch proponent of risk management over the years, and one of the people leading the fight in that with different student populations, both on your campus and at conferences, and have been very much in the forefront of having students be more informed, as well as the staff that you have in risk management issues. What do you think is the most critical thing when planning campus activities about risk management?
First, knowledge. I think it's smart to make sure that your students are aware of the things that could happen at an event that may put them or other people in jeopardy and put the college altogether at risk. They need to be aware of how they put an event together so it's a safe environment for everyone involved. And it could be a small event and it could be a big event. So it doesn't matter. There's always things to consider. It may be small things that they're considering or big things that they're considering, and how do they manage that, and how do we prevent something tragic from happening at an event, no matter how big or small it is. So.
And a lot of the new things coming out in Title IX, the Clery Act, FERPA, HIPAA, things like that. How do you generally translate it to the students? What are the most key points you try to get across to students when it comes to having protection for both yourself and the university at an event with regard to Title IX issues?
Right. So I'm currently a Deputy Title IX Coordinator for our college, and I've been involved in the Title IX training that we've conducted so far this year. And it's again, we're an educational institution, so it's about educating the students. So they're aware, so they can be responsible and make responsible decisions, and they can help their fellow students make responsible decisions. We all recognize the fact that our students are going to make choices that may not be in their best interest, but we ask them to look out for each other. So not only take care of themselves, but take care of their friends, and recognize if they're in a situation that may present itself that could be harmful to them in the long run, and protect themselves from that. And then provide them with the resources that they need to know where to get them if something does occur, and how they can rectify that situation quickly and get help if needed.
What's your greatest challenge in putting together a student life organization? I mean, I know that you handle campus activities. I believe you're also involved in student government. Of all the different aspects of these organizations, what's the most challenging aspect of working with students to develop a student organization?
I think the hardest thing to work with students is to get them to recognize the value and the benefits that they're going to get from participating. You get students who think of college as, especially being in a community college setting, that they're going to come to school, go to their classes, and go home. So they're not recognizing what they can get out of those experiences outside of the classroom. So to help get that word out to them, finding those avenues to reach the students versus thinking that they're going to come to you. You got to find an avenue to reach out to them and bring them, draw them into the programs and student government and other things that you offer that are available to them outside the classroom, because those are the experiences, those are the things that they take from the classroom and now put into real life situations with their classmates that'll benefit them when they go out into the work world and collaborate with other people and work in a team environment. So they're going to benefit from that in the long run.
Now let me ask, you've won a lot of different awards. I mean, you've been awarded the New Professional Award by ACY, you've won APCA's Leadership Award, and you've been recognized by APCA for many different programs that you've helped initiate. As a professional and starting to build your resume, as someone who has a very storied career and is well celebrated in that. What advice would you give new professionals about how to build your Vita up?
So from my perspective, and I tell this to people all the time, I feel like I'm an individual who is involved in the campus as a whole. I'm not only involved in the student life aspect and the responsibilities that come with that position, I get involved in a lot of other things that happen on the campus. So I'm involved in a whole lot of committees. I've been involved in our Middle States accreditation team, so I see that global picture at the college itself. But I also try to get involved in things that are outside of the organization as well, to give me a broader perspective of people, so I can better understand the students and the people that I'm working with every day.
I know you're very involved outside the classroom with your own campus community and also within the community at large. What are some of the connections you've made in your community and both within the campus community that you've kind of helped to bring the student populations along into in the way of civic engagement or with other organizations that are in the community? How do you help these students to kind of get into civic engagement and community outreach?
So in part, our students that are involved in student government and clubs and organizations are required to perform a community service project. Up to them what they want to decide, what organization they may want to reach out to and be a part of. But I myself volunteer for our local Humane Society, and I've participated in a number of AIDS Ride for Life benefits. I've participated in juvenile diabetes benefits. So that, to me, I'm leading them by example to let them know that being involved in those kinds of things are just as important as your day-to-day work or your day-to-day engagement with each other's or your family, those kinds of things. So I try to show them that those things benefit not only themselves but other people and other organizations, but I also encourage them to be a part of those things as well.
Now, and that's a great point. The more you get them involved with the community outside of the classroom, the more you get them involved in engagement with the populations around the campus, the more well-rounded they're going to be and prepared they are to get out. What is your favorite program you've done over the years? If you could just give one little piece of advice for one program, you say, every school should do this, what would it be? Wow,
that's not an easy question because I've had a lot of programs that I'm really proud of over the years. So let me think of one. I think when the AIDS crisis was really coming to light and people were becoming accepting of the fact that it was an epidemic and it needed to be recognized, we had an individual on campus who gave a talk and a presentation, and that was one of those moments where the room was packed. But it didn't matter that the room was packed because the people that left, it impacted them. And that's the kind of program I like the best. So if there were only 2 people in the room for a program, if they got something out of it and felt that impact, like this was important and I learned something from that, that's what's important to me. That the students then can take that and apply it to their own life. In their own families and their own students, their fellow students. So that's important to me that there's that kind of connection with them. Many people may see what we do in student life as the fun stuff, but there's always an opportunity to learn. So when I can get that out of the students after the program to know that they got something out of it, that's what's most important to me.
Now, you've been known for stretching budgets and working with all the cooperative buying people here and really getting great deals of different artists and agents and things. If there's one great cost-cutting idea you would have for schools that are on a tight budget or need to stretch their budget further, what would that budget be?
Well,
or what budget tip be?
Right. I think the co-op buying is an excellent opportunity for schools to get involved and engaged with each other, to know what they're doing and to bring those acts in at a lower cost from that regard. But I think learning to work with the agents and their performers and what you have available to make sure that the program that you're offering is the best that it can be is really important. And you can always work with an agent and say, hey, I can't do X, would you be willing to work with me on Y instead? For the most part, building those kinds of relationships is key to putting on a good program, but also saving costs. And I think there's a lot of negotiation that can go on, but it's collegiality and camaraderie and respect for each other that you can build over the years that will help you save in the long run.
Last thoughts, anything you could give in the way of advice to a new professional trying to get in this field and that would help them to better do their job for their institution?
Right. So I think going into a position like this, the key is don't get discouraged. It takes a while to build a program. It takes a while to make the connections with the students and feel like they're really becoming a part of you and what you have to offer. So don't give up and cherish the little things. With the students that I've seen over my tenure at the institution, you know, I still have those ones who call me every year and call me mom, that look to me, hey, can you give me help? And they've been gone for 10 or 15 years. And now seeing that those students are extremely successful in their area that they studied in, they're engineers and making six figures and living in great places in this country and making contributions to our society, that's the ultimate goal, and that's what we cherish in our field, that we get to see that kind of growth in our students.
Nancy, thank you so much for being with us at APCA TV. You've done an absolutely wonderful job over the years with us and for your institution and represent them well. Thank you so much for taking time out with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks so much. Look around. We've got a lot more APCA TV here for you.